some of the data frame operations which are in Pandas. So let's start. So here I have taken 4 data frames and I have taken the data from this website Kaggle, where in supermarket sales data you can find. I will post a link as well. And so after reading that data, let's see the data. So if we can see here 4 category in category data frames. There are 4 columns, namely in item code, item name, category code, and category name. So in this video I am going to use only these 2 data frames, and probably in next video I'll use both all the 4. So the .info method uses a count of not null rows in the entire data frame, then the data types of that particular column. So here for item code it is integer 64, for item name it is object, similarly for category code integer and category name object. Here as well, if we put describe, here we can see count, mean, standard deviation, like that. And another data frame, another data set which we are going to use here is everyday sales data frame. And here we can see date, time, item code, quantity sold, unit selling price, sales or return, and discount. These columns are here. And here in everyday sales day info, we can see there are 87,503 entries and all are not null. So there is no null value here and there is no null value here as well. Now if we describe, we can see the maximum value of unit selling price is 119.9 and minimum is 0.10. Now let's start our data frame operations. So since we are using 2 data frames, we can merge them and see the combined data. Here how we are doing is instead of inner join, we will do left join, and the syntax for that is merge. Merge versus join, there are 2 operations in Pandas. So join and merge are there. So difference between them is one does on indexes and other on columns. So here we are merging item category df and in everyday sales df, and the common column as we saw as item code. And how we are doing is left. So we are doing left join here, and if we see df dot head, now we can see this much data is there. And now the df the shape of the data is like this, 878508. And if we put isna.sum, we can see date, time, these things are there. Now we will do drop na here, and now if we run this, we can see there are no null values. So in the last video we had seen, instead of drop na, we can use fill na as well, where we fill the data through different means. Rather we can impute that, we can use any mean value, or we can use any specific value as well, or we can predict based on some algorithm. So here I just used drop na. So drop na will drop the null values of the rows having null values here. So since it was only 5 out of this 8508, so I have used drop in. Now let's see the category name. So what are the unique values in category name here? So those are flower, leaf, vegetables, then cabbage, this solanum, capsicum, aquatic, tuberous vegetables, all. And now if we use df.columns here, we can see item code, item name, category code, category name, all are there and having spaces between them. Here what we are going to do is we will change their cases. So it will not be like this item code and we will remove spaces as well. So for that we have used df.columns.str.replace and columns.str.lower. In the previous video we had seen like that. So where at that time we had used strip to strip the data, all the columns having a data type as string, and here we are replacing the column names having spaces with underscore, and we are doing making them in lowercase. So now if we see df cut columns, we can see item code is here, item name, category code, everything. And now if we put df head, then item code, item name, category code, category name, all are done. So here we can see the data after the join operation. Now what we are going to do is this, since this data contains the transactions, so we will rename this column the date and time to transaction date. And like in previous video, this is how we can do it. Dot rename columns, then first current column name and target column name, current column name, target column. So these three we have done, and after doing that we check. So transaction date, transaction time, and transaction discount. Now if we check the data type, we can see transaction date has object, transaction time also has object here, then others are there. So what we are going to do, transaction discount is object, yes or no. What we are going to do, we are going to change the data type of transaction date, transaction discount. So here what, how we can do it, since date we have to make it as a date, here we are using to date time. So this will make sure that it is a date time, not just object. And since we have to change that transaction discount as well, so we will make it from yes or no to true or false. We can use it like this as type, and where we are using transaction discount as bool. So df dot head, if we use, we can see here the values are also changed in transaction discount. Here the values will not change in transaction date, we have just changed the data type here. But here, as we are making the change of data type from of transaction discount, so yes or no will become true or false here. Now if we are going to add a day, month and year, so if we want to add, so we can use it like this. So df of that column name dot dt dot day name, this is the syntax that will give us the day name. Then if we want to take month type as oct like October, and then jan for jan, like this, not in the full form. If we want to take it January, February, like that, then we have to take month name. And dt dot year, it will simply give us year. So if we do df dot head, it will take some time. Now we can see day is Friday, month is October, year is 2020. Seeing particular data. So here if we want to see a particular data from month of Jan, uh, then we can see for all the years, for all the days, for like that, but only for month of January. We can see the data like this, df of month is equal to Jan. So that means when the month is Jan, in our rows, show that all the rows from the data frame. Now if we want to see sale or return, if we want to see the calculations, the percentage of return versus sale, so what are the sold or what was returned. So for that we are using value counts here, and if we print it, it will be like this: sale this much, return this much. And if we just calculate it simply, so it is like 0.05% items were returned. As we can see, 461 now were returned, and 87, 42 were sold. Now we will see example of group by. Here what I have done is I'm seeing the data where category name wise data per year and quantity sold. So what was the for each category for each year what was the quantity sold total. So that's why sum is here, and that will be like this. So category name, then the year and the sum of that quantity sold. If we do reset index, then you will find all the rows till this. So 2021, 2022, 23. Here as well, it will be written aquatic tuberculosis vegetable to sorry tuberous vegetables, and here that column name quantity sold kilo will be there. So in this video, what we have not covered here is the advanced data frame operations, which has shift, like lag lead in SQL you have seen. So shift, then come sum, then cumulative sum, the multi-index data frame, stack, unstack, pivot, and pivot table. These things. Apart from that, group by with transform. So we have not covered here. So here, if we want to see group by transform, if we want to add this column in that df only, and what we will do, df of that column name is equal to df dot group by dot transform, and there we will put sum of this. So we have not covered that here. Then we have not covered group by with multiple aggregations. Then there are window functions, then the lambda functions which we use in apply, then str.extract to extract the value from particular string column using regex. Then uh, query. So query is like df.query, where we will pass this query is equal to like that. So here if we see month dot jan, month is equal to jan. In query we will see df dot query in bracket month is equal to jan. So that like that. So these functions we are these operations we have not covered here in this video, but we will going to cover it in the next video in detail. So that's it for this video.